Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Modern Nomad. I took a little break from YouTube there for a second just to sort of collect my thoughts and get my ducks in a row, but everything seems to be kind of falling back into place, and my cat is begging to be picked up. If this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, a couple weeks ago I got hit by a tornado, and then I ended up in a car accident a couple days later, so my life was just not going very good for a little bit there, and I was basically starting from zero. But this last week has gone a lot better. I've been talking to my therapist quite a bit, and she's been giving me some good coping tips. Or something like that, anyway. So this last week I've been working a lot on the motorhome, and it occurred to me that I should be recording all this, so I started recording some of the stuff that I was doing. And even though I took a 2-week break from YouTube, I have a lot of content now, so as soon as I get it edited, it's going up on my channel here, and you'll get to see the progress on that. But I just wanted to update you guys on the progress with the motorhome there real quick. So yeah, life is going a lot better now. I got my air conditioner fixed, so it's nice and cool in the motorhome again, and I actually got a mini split, so it's really chilly in here. It's super nice, and it cost me a lot less than replacing the air conditioner. So those are all major stress factors that have been pretty much eliminated. The cost of replacing the air conditioner, and now it's cold inside here again. It's 105 degrees outside today, and I'm just sitting in here not even breaking a sweat. I'm literally just chilling. There are some life updates that I want to talk about, and I'm going to refer to my notes here, so sorry if you can see my laptop in the screen. So right after the tornado and the car accident, I lost just about everything, and of course that kind of sent me into a spiraling depression that was super crippling, and I literally didn't even want to get out of bed in the morning. And, you know, I had a roof over my head, but just barely, and my bed was completely ruined, so I was sleeping on the floor for a little while. And honestly, it just put me in a really bad spot. It was really, really bad, and I became incredibly depressed. So a lot of this week I've been doing things to sort of try and bring myself back up. Like, I haven't been staying home. I've been trying to make sure that I stay active. I finally got a rental car from the insurance company, so I've been door dashing quite a bit more lately and making myself some money. Just trying to recover as best as I can. I've also been trying to make sure that I stay on top of eating and drinking. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but when I'm really, really depressed, for some reason I just kind of lose my appetite and I stop staying hydrated. And those are some really important things to, I guess, maintain your mental health. And doing that, I feel like, has definitely helped quite a bit. I've also been having a crazy amount of anxiety since then. I mean, I can't even tell you. I can't even describe the anxiety that I have when the wind starts to pick up a little bit or a thunderstorm starts to come. And like with driving around, I just am incredibly paranoid and I feel like everyone's trying to hit me. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but that has been a struggle that I've been dealing with as well. But you know, I've been doing things to sort of bring myself out of that and help myself. And you know, one positive thing that has come out of this is I realized that life is incredibly short. I came very close to dying the day the tornado happened. I was dragged across the ground about 10 or 15 feet, and that was a terrifying experience. I thought I was gonna die, and honestly, I'm incredibly fortunate that I didn't, because trees were falling down right next to me. And thinking about that has made me realize that we're not here for very long. Life is incredibly short, and you know, I'm healthy and well today, but what about tomorrow? What if a tornado hits tomorrow and kills me? Or what if I get in a car accident tomorrow and it kills me? Tomorrow really isn't promised at all. There is no such thing as the past or the future, just the present. And really all you can do is make the best of your current situation and your present moment. So that's something that I've been focusing on, is trying to focus on the present and my current situation and just focusing on getting to the future. So with thinking about all this and how short life is, I've realized that I have all these goals and dreams in life, and I'm doing nothing to achieve them. I'm literally not taking any steps forward. I'm not doing anything to actually get to those goals, although I have a lot of goals. So one thing that I've been doing this last week is just setting goals for myself, and I guess just taking small steps forward and trying to achieve them. For example, with this YouTube channel, I have always wanted to be a YouTuber. I've made successful YouTube channels before. I have a very successful TikTok channel right now, but I'm not putting nearly enough effort into it, and I'm just sitting here hoping that it takes off and that it becomes something big one day, and I'm not doing anything about it. So this last week I went out and I got this sheet, and It was a $10 sheet, but it's definitely going to greatly improve the quality of my videos. You know, the camera on my phone is a decent quality camera. It's a really good camera, but there's just different things that you can do to make the quality just that much better, like having a dark background and facing towards natural light. See how it lights me up a little bit better? But I've also been interested in YouTube review channels, and I started dabbling in that a little bit this week, and I'm going to start doing some reviews on this channel as well, just to try and make some money from affiliate commissions. And I feel like that's a great way to go about making money on YouTube in an honest way, in a way that people aren't paying me to make fake reviews or giving me free products in exchange for a good review. This way I can buy the products with my own money, I can give an honest review, and if it's a good product, then people can use my affiliate link to purchase it, and it gives me a commission. And if I really hate the product, then I can just return it and get my money back. So that's something that I've wanted to do and something that I'm working towards, and I feel like this is a big step forward with that. And you know, I'm going to come out with a review for my mini split. It was a really cheap mini split system, and I had a lot of questions. There's really not a lot of information out there. So I think this mini split would be the perfect item to review on this channel, and you can definitely expect a review to come out soon. With that being said though, I do want to try and stick to a much more strict schedule for YouTube, and I'm at a point now where the motorhome is very livable again. I got the roof all sealed up as best I can, and I got an air conditioner in here, and I've been redoing the floors. So all the most important things are done, and I'm in a comfortable living situation again, and now I can prioritize YouTube, and I want to try and stick to a more strict schedule. And I think what I'm going to try and do is post at least 2 videos a week, one on Monday, one on Friday. I want to do a short video every day as well. The shorts might be less of a priority just because I feel like they're not giving me as much traffic, but I definitely want to stick to a strict schedule and put a lot more effort into my YouTube channel, and hopefully it becomes something pretty big in the near future. Another goal that I want to work towards is being a DJ and a producer. I've always wanted to be a DJ and a producer. I've literally had this dream since I was like 14 years old, and I have the perfect plan laid out for it. Like, everything is planned out. My stage name, the kind of music that I want to make, the kind of show that I want to put on, even the lights and the effects, and literally everything. I have it planned down to a T. And the only thing that I'm missing is actually doing it. So, you know, we're solving that problem this week, and I downloaded a copy of Ableton Live. They do give you a free 90-day trial, so that's plenty of time to sort of learn the ropes and I guess save up enough money to be able to purchase the full Ableton suite. But that's something that I've been working towards as well, just, you know, trying to get good at Ableton Live and trying to get good at making music and seeing if I can make something of that. That's something that's always been a dream of mine, and I would love to pursue that, and I think this is the time. There's no better time than now. Another goal that I want to start working towards is I really want to have a kid and start my own family. And it's funny saying that because I have never wanted a kid. Well, I mean, recently I've wanted a kid, but, you know, growing up and even into my early adult years, I really just did not see myself having any kids ever. And the reason for that is because I grew up in a big family. And, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say that I had a bad family or anything like that, but when you grow up with 7 people in one household, it's sheer chaos. It's literally nothing but chaos. So that kind of deterred me from having kids. But my friends last year, they had a kid, and being around him and interacting with him and watching him grow up has definitely made me, I guess, really want that experience for myself. Now, the problem with that is I am a single person, I'm not married, and I don't have a girlfriend, so I have no one to start a family with. But there are things as a single person that I can do to start working towards that. I think the most important thing would be getting rid of this motorhome and instead buying a bus and building a house out of that. I think a bus would just be so much better in literally every single way. Motorhomes just aren't built very well. They're not built to be lived in, and this motorhome specifically is like driving around a cardboard box that's like slightly beefed up. It's really not optimal, especially for raising a family. So my goal would be to get rid of this thing as quickly as possible. It sustains damage super easily. Literally, the wind picks up a little bit and something gets damaged, or driving down the road, it's just shaking super hard side to side. So I'm just trying to get the motorhome to a point where I can reasonably sell it and buy a bus instead. And with the bus, I mean, a bus is literally designed to protect a bus full of children. So they're built really well, and they're made out of metal, and honestly, I think the bus would have fared totally fine in that tornado we had. This motorhome didn't do very well at all. I mean, it sustained a lot of damage to the roof, and it got flooded on the inside and all that, but I think a bus would have been totally, like, unscratched in that tornado we had. On top of that, I can build it out my own way. I can literally make it however I want to and optimize it for raising a family. You know, like putting a really baller electrical system in there and having good water tanks and sewage tanks, and just really optimizing it to raise a family. Those are all things that I can do right now. And with building my own tiny house out of a school bus, I can make it super solid, super reliable, and just make it so that everything works, and I can make everything residential grade, and basically make it to a point where I'm not making a lot of sacrifices. Especially if I got a bus that was like 40 or 50 feet long, I could make a huge living space, and I don't think it would be that difficult to live with a partner and a kid in something that big. Also, buses are just a lot easier to work on. They're designed to have lots of miles put on them, so they're easy to work on. The hoods tip forward, and you can literally access everything on the engine. Literally everything that you would have to do to a bus is so much easier than on a motorhome. With this thing, you have to take the whole dash apart, and under the dash is the doghouse here, and you have to take the doghouse apart to really do anything with the engine. Even just changing the spark plugs is a huge task on this motorhome. So I think a bus would just be better in every single way, and that's going to be one of my top priorities in the near future, is to get myself a bus and start building it out to basically my dream build. So that should give me plenty of time to, I guess, put myself back in the dating world and start finding someone to start a family with. And that's another thing too, is I haven't been in the dating world for quite a while. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've actively been seeking out someone to date. And you know, I don't really know where to start. I've only been in 3 serious relationships in my adult life, or I guess what people would consider to be a serious relationship, as in, like, we were just in a relationship for a while. And those relationships have made me just really not want to be in a relationship. It's just so much easier and so much more comfortable and a lot less stressful to be single. At least in my life and in my experiences, that's been the case. I'm a very independent person. I really like my own time. I like my own space, my own freedoms. And it's just funny because, you know, when I think of the perfect marriage, crazy enough, I know this sounds super weird, but I don't know that I would want to share a bedroom or a bed with my wife. I think I would really like to have 2 separate rooms, and we just, you know, have sleepovers with each other, and whenever we don't want to sleep together, then we just go to our own rooms. But I guess the whole idea there is I can make my space how I want it, and she can make her space how she wants it. So the person that I would want to go after would be a very independent person as well. And I really want to start a nomadic family. Like, I want to have a partner and a kid who travels around with me, and we see the world, we, I guess, figure out where we want to settle down, and then we settle down in that place that we all like and start building something from there. So those are obviously not very common traits, and I think it's going to be kind of hard for me to find someone like that, but I'm not really willing to settle, and I have time. It's not like I'm in a major rush to do this or anything, so I'm definitely going to take my time in looking. And honestly, I think once I have the bus and I can travel around a lot easier and I don't have to worry about it breaking down or falling apart nearly as much, once I start attending events like Schoolypalooza or just, you know, finding groups of people that do the same thing as me, I think it'll be a lot easier to find someone who's sort of in the same mindset as me in those regards. I do think it's hilarious how many girls say that they're into this lifestyle, and then you show them, like, not even the tip of the iceberg, and they immediately dip out. So that's something that I'm kind of expecting, but if I go to Schoolypalooza and events like that, those people are already living this lifestyle. They already know what it's like. So I think it would just be a lot easier to find that kind of person if I was exposing myself to that crowd a lot more. And that is a goal of mine. By next year, I definitely want to start attending those events and just traveling around a lot more and finding other nomads to become friends with and hopefully eventually date someone in the same kind of lifestyle. So that's really all I've wanted to say. I guess I'm just kind of blabbering on at this point, but yeah, just to wrap it up, I'm definitely going to be doing a much bigger push on YouTube. I'm going to try and stick to a very strict schedule of uploading Monday and Friday. And I'm thinking I want to try and push for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Obviously, I don't want to sacrifice the quality of my videos, so I guess that just depends on how much time I have and how much effort I'm able to put into it that week. But I'm definitely going to stick to a strict schedule of uploading twice a week, Monday and Friday. And ultimately, at this moment, my #1 priority is to get the motorhome in shape enough to sell, and then I'm going to buy a bus and renovate that. I think that's something that needs to happen immediately, because at this point, I'm just losing money to this motorhome, and the more time I have it, the more money I'm losing. So I think really that's the only way to go about this going forward, is to sell the motorhome and get a bus and invest the money into that instead. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below for future videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget that life is very short, so make the best of your time here.